Hello, my name is John Lawrence. I'm the Director of Ag and Natural Resources Extension with Iowa State University.
Hi, I'm Nancy Franz. I'm the Director of the Families Unit for University Extension and Outreach.
And today we want to visit with you about the program development process and the program catalog that we've been working on, and Nancy and I and others have been working on over the last few months. Just a reminder of how we got to where we are today. Really, the backbone of a successful program is a development process that is transparent and it communicates across the system. So that's been our underlying principle as we do this. This video is part of that communication. The ultimate goal of that process was to not only develop our programs, but communicate them in a single extension program catalog. And that's what we'll talk to you about today. But first, let's go back and see how we got to where we are. If you remember last fall, I shared with you the program development process that the committee had worked on, which included not only the program directors such as Nancy and I and our counterparts, but also regional directors and county paid staff. It all starts with a good, solid needs assessment. And so that was the first item on the box. During the February, March, and early April, regional directors worked with county paid staff and county councils on what the immediate needs were in their area. Granted, this year it was an abbreviated process because we were trying to get this up and going the first time through. We'll be more purposeful to do periodic in-depth needs assessment with our constituents broadly across the state. At the same time, regional directors were working with county staff and councils. Our program specialists, our faculty, and others were also working with stakeholders, our partners such as USDA and others, looking broadly at what the priorities were across our program areas, such as agriculture, within families, community development, and so on. So we've been through that process at least for this year. The next step was to take that information back to the program areas to say, okay, what programs do we have or do we need to develop that will address those needs? As we worked with that information, we come up with 4 broad issues or themes, if you will. These are economic development, health and well-being, K-12 outreach or youth programming, and then global food security or food systems. Something in agriculture and food is a big part of what we saw coming out of the needs. So we've completed that part of the process, and we've developed programs to address issues under those broad themes. That next step then is to really for counties and specialists to begin that communication process about scheduling and planning, and that's where we are today. So let's think about the catalog and communication. Scheduling, and let's think of 2 steps. The first being a scheduling, which may be a short-term issue. That's this upcoming delivery season. We will start those discussions here in late August and September. Program specialists meeting with county staff or county councils to think about what events, activities, curriculums, programs they want to begin to have this coming winter meeting season. We'll do a similar exercise next spring for the summer season, if you will. That's where we get into the specifics of the time, the place, the partnerships, the finance, all of those types of issues. But just as importantly, we hope that this catalog and communications really helps facilitate planning. And here we're talking about as counties begin to plan their budgets for the coming year, much of those, as you well know, will start in October and carry on through the winter months. You then have something tangible in the form of this catalog of what programs are offered. Are there some of those that you wish to invest in? Are there gaps that you see that you wish the program areas would address? So we really hope that this will facilitate better discussion, not only in that short-term scheduling, but also in the longer-term planning. I want to talk about the types of programs that we have in the catalog. Again, if you go back and look at our program development process information, it's spelled out in there. But the real gist of it is our core programs. That will be what's in the catalog. These are fundamental to the individual program areas, such as agriculture or youth or families. They're shaped by needs assessment, not just the immediate needs we heard this winter, but in recent years, what have been the issues arising, and they tie in other stakeholders and federal and state partners and mandates. We'll also see emerging issues, and these may be emergency responses, much like our drought this year, but also things that come up through grants that were received that required a certain type of programming, or other institutional priorities that Iowa State may have or others. And then finally, we will have custom programs. And these are programs developed for a unique or targeted audience. You won't see these in the catalog. You likely will see some discussion about how to inquire about a customized program for a specific need. Question also comes up about why do some programs charge a fee and others do not? I want to refer you back to our guiding principles for revenue generation. Again, this is on the staff website. This is things that have not changed for many years. We have those programs that we do at no fee, that these are programs and service that are fundamental to the Iowa State Extension and Outreach mission. This is what we do. And we continue to do those types of things on an ongoing basis at no additional fee. Those that we charge a fee for are programs that provide a private good to the participants beyond the public value created. You can think of programs such as agriculture, maybe it's in Cirrus and others, where we're doing something that really helps out that individual farmer or groups of farmers. They get some value over and above kind of the base support that we would have to create public value. Also, as it impacts fees, there may also be grants that may restrict the ability to charge a fee or that may support it through grant funding. We may also have sponsors that offset some programs and not others. So there's a variety of things to go into it. The key thing is to have that discussion between the program specialist, our county paid staff, and councils. The catalog is all about helping communication. And now to explain more about the catalog, I'm going to turn this over to Nancy.
Thanks, John. The catalog is something that's new to a lot of people, so we wanted to share with you exactly what you're going to see in the catalog and walk through it a little bit. First of all, there's going to be a table of contents that's going to give you an at-a-glance look at the program title and a brief description of that title. And in a few slides, you'll actually see a description that's in yellow. And that will help you decide where you want to give your attention, because as you can imagine, we have a pretty complex organization with a lot of core programs. There's also a program template that I'll show you briefly in a second that really requires us to, across our programs, look at consistent information that we want to fill in for all the programs. So we have a consistent look and at the same time provides the basic information. And finally, in some of the entries you will see quite a bit activity information versus others that don't have activity information. You may be given a link to go to for more, or you may have the information there in front of you. Here's a real live example of one of the programs that you will see listed in the catalog. We're breaking it down into a couple of slide frames for you so you can see it more closely up front. This one is called Midlife and Beyond, the whole picture. And about 30 counties have heard about this program already and are participating, so you may already know about it. You can see there in the outcomes the kinds of things that we're hoping for, basically elder-friendly communities and that older Iowans are doing better in life. It's the outcomes. And then in yellow, as I mentioned previously, this is the general description, a very short version of what this program is all about. So here you can see that communities host study circles and find ways to make their community a better place for people midlife and beyond. And it helps people build behaviors that lead towards healthy aging and living. And then right below that, you can see in the blue there, is the website that you would go to learn more about it. You can find out if in fact your county is already signed up to participate or if it's going to require certain kinds of things for you to consider. The intended audience, you can see here, are people interested in the quality of life for those midlife and beyond, so it doesn't have to be people who have been on the earth for a long period of time. It can be a wide variety of ages working together on this program. But you notice there are no particular income levels listed, there's no particular communities listed. It's open to anyone with that interest. The delivery method are local study circles. If you're not familiar with those, people are sitting face-to-face in a room having discussions and conversations about the issues that matter to them. They're usually, as it says here, 10 to 12 people in those study circles and 2 trained facilitators that actually facilitate those study circles and then help lead that group to action in their community. The delivery season on this program is open at any time. It's open year-round. Counties go to the website and can sign up whenever they'd like to. So there's open season on this one. A prerequisite is simply that we have to have trained study circle facilitators. So if your county is interested in this program, you would need to have some facilitators trained by our regional or state specialists. Another prerequisite are the facilities, and you can see in this description it gets pretty specific because the counties are going to have facilitators deeply involved, and so the details are what we're finding the facilitators are asking for. Everything from magic markers and flip charts to copy of program materials. So it's all right there in case you're interested in what your commitment will be. And the last several pieces describing this, the county partnership. In this instance, if your county is interested in the Midlife and Beyond program, we would like your help from the state and regional level to help recruit for the program and put together a steering committee to guide the program. Find those facilitators and we will help get them trained. Have them work with action teams and volunteers, and you can see there's quite a list there of a variety of ways that the county engages with this program. And then for availability, as it said previously, you just simply go to this website and sign up when your county is ready to participate. Financial, at this point, we're very lucky that the program is free because counties have agreed to provide facilitators, the states agreed to train the facilitators, counties have agreed to host the study circles and support the action units, and our state and regional folks are helping make that happen. So at this point, that's a program open to every county with no particular fee. And then finally, our contact for this particular program, you see the FAM, that stands for families. If you see CIRAS, that's CIRUS. If you see 4H, that's 4H. If you see ANR, that's Ag and Natural Resources. And if you see CED, that's Community and Economic Development. So it clues you in that this particular program is a families program. The contact is Ruth Freeman, and the rest of her information is there. So I'll turn it back to John to wrap up the catalog conversation.
All right, well, thank you, Nancy. And thank you for sticking with us here to learn more about our program development process and about the catalog itself. You know, I see this catalog or the program development process as a continuous loop from needs assessment to program delivery and evaluation. We will continue to learn and do things, conditions will change, our programs will change with them. This catalog is really a communication tool for counties and specialists to talk about what programs we have that address needs and what needs should be addressed and be delivered upon in the future. One thing that I want to stress here is this is an internal document. This is for specialists in counties. This is not something we'll put on the web that is open to all the public. And the point being that somebody you get 4 people signed up from 4 different corners of the state by just clicking a mouse. That's not what we're talking about. This is really about regional programming, multi-county programming, or even some county level programming that the county and the specialists work together to make that happen. We hope to have this ready for use starting August 21. Why August 21? That's when our first region is holding a program planning meeting with specialists, county staff, and county councils coming together, and we want them to have this tool in their hand to begin using it. So with that, we're going to wrap things up. I hope that this has been informative to you. If you have questions about the catalog, feel free to contact Nancy or I or the other program directors, and we'll try to answer your questions. Thank you.